Welcome back to the channel, and today is not only the 4th of July, but it's a good day. So today I'm going to be selling some wheels I bought for the F350 a long time ago, and they're just the 22.5 semi wheels. I have 2 left, so I'm going to go sell those. I'm also going to get the dash for the S13 and also a carpet for it. Grab some wheels because I'm going to sell these 22.5s. I was going to put them on this, but then I decided not to, so got the dash, got a carpet. Just got back from selling the wheels and grabbing the carpet and dash. So we have the S13 dash right here, the S13 carpet. It's a black carpet. I probably need to clean it. It has a little bit of, looks like grass or something in there, and throw this in the car. I'll make it look a little bit better. This is the original dash that came out of the S13, and it is super cracked, so I'm not going to use it. The only reason I kept it was for the VIN number. I just need to drill these rivets out, and then I could swap this VIN number onto a clean dash. I do have a clean black dash. I could fix this dash. The issue with that is I've fixed dashes like this before. All you do is fill the cracks in and then flock it. The bad thing with that is the flock looks really good for a long time, but if you touch it a lot, it like gets this weird, it starts to get patchy and it starts to look weird. So I'd rather just have a nice clean original dash. I have one of those in the basement, and then there's the carpet right there. This one came out of a hatch. I'm gonna throw it in, make sure it works. I'm not exactly sure what's up with all this random stuff. I don't think there's any mice in my shipping container, but I didn't see a nest. It's just like a bunch of like stuff. I'm not exactly sure. So I'm gonna vacuum this thing and then throw the carpet in the car. I need to take out some of the, I just kind of piled all the interior and vents and ducts right here. So I'll pull that stuff out, vacuum the carpet, throw the carpet in, and then I'll have a carpet in here. Got all the lint stuff off of the carpet. I was using the vacuum, but it wasn't actually getting it that well, so I just used Gorilla Tape and put it around my hand, and I used a bunch of pieces to clear all that stuff off. Now I'm going to use a shampooer, shampoo the carpet, then vacuum it. Just finished shampooing the carpet, and I'm pretty sure this is an aftermarket carpet, but it's like super black, which is awesome. The blue interior, I have the original carpet for the car, and it's just blue, and it just, I've never liked blue interiors. Put the black carpet in the S13, and man, what a difference does a carpet make inside and interior. Before it just looked kind of ratty. Now with the carpet in there, it looks really fresh. So the one thing that is not very good is this is an aftermarket carpet. It doesn't fit very well. I will put an original S13 carpet in here eventually, but I won't do that until I get this car all together, runs and drives, and then I go to paint it. Once I paint it, I'll do the original carpet or have a better one of these carpets made. Black carpet just looks so good in cars. Like all the other colors for carpet really doesn't look good. I think black carpet is the best carpet for a car. Ended up putting the dash and the center console in the car, and it does look a lot nicer. Even though this dash is cracked, I really put it in here because it had the VIN number on it, and because I don't have to worry about messing it up until the car's painted. Once the car's painted, I'll put the brand new dash, crack-free dash in, and then it'll be a perfect black interior. Won't have to worry about it. This car, I really want to get together and be able to drive it around, make sure it's 100%. I want to be able to drive this thing across the country on the drop of a hat at a moment's notice, whatever you want to say, and be able to get where I'm going and not have to worry about it breaking down or anything weird happening. So I want this to be a really nice driver, and that's what it's intended for. It's not going to be a drift car. I mean, most 240s are drift cars now. Most of them are super busted, and I don't know how to explain it. I want this to be a nice 240. The color combination I want to do on here after it is, running and driving and it works, I want to do seafoam green and the gray or whatever it is, the two-tone. That's what I want to paint this car. The bumper and the hood are off of Sylvia, obviously, and they were two-tone. That's not seafoam green. That's like I think it's like something silver. It's like a blue silver. but I don't want it that color. I want the seafoam green. And this thing, I want it to be a really nice drive. Gonna go grab some lunch, but before I do that, I just noticed in the S13, it smells really good inside. So even though this dash is kind of crappy, it smells like a nice, like clean car. I have been using this stuff. I mean, I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but this stuff has like the nicest smell to it. It's probably like super bad for these vinyl dashes, but since this one's already cracked, I'm not too worried about it. If I had a crack-free dash in here, I'd probably just use water on a rag, but this stuff smells super good. So if you guys haven't had any of this, try it out. I don't know what it is, but lately I've been having this Carl's Jr. craving. I think they're putting like some drugs in there, but they got me. I can't explain how unreal this is. I got really worried, and then I looked at the fuse panel. I was like, there's no fuses, but it seems like everything works. So back here, the brake lights are on right now. I need to adjust the sensor. I unplugged it, they went off. So the sensor is either bad or it's just out of adjustment. And the digital climate control, the main thing works. So I put a different blower motor resistor in it, one out of a Nissan Maxima, because I was pretty sure the blower motor resistor was shorted, the one that came out of the Sylvia clip. So watch this. I could turn this on. So it's on and no blower motor. You don't hear a blower motor right now. And then I could turn the blower motor on. Next speed. Next speed. Full blast. Hell yeah. And now that that works, there isn't that relay in the system like I showed you guys when I was wiring it. So I took out the one relay. This relay right here is just the high speed relay. So when it's on 4, it just gives it the full power from the battery. It just sends full power to it. That's all it does, is bypass a resistor. And so it works 100%. Those things are just grounded. I was kind of worried because that whole old blower motor resistor was just always giving it like the full like power, and I was like, well, that must be bad. That's exactly what was wrong with it. The turn signals work. I don't have a gauge cluster in here, but you can hear it. This one just has a burnout bulb in the back, so both those work. The dimmer and everything works, which is awesome. The interior lights, it's kind of hard to see because it's daytime, but the interior lights work. The dimmer works with all that stuff. And I don't know what to say, but I'm just super excited that this stuff works. The headlights work as they're supposed to. So before, I was having that backfeeding issue from the brake light circuit, but now I'm having no issue because there's, you know, I fixed that issue that I had where I spliced the wire in where it wasn't supposed to be spliced, and the brake lights were always on, and that one headlight on the passenger side for the high beam was always on. Now it is fixed. And one other thing I want to check that I was kind of worried about, that is tight. So before, I was having a weird interference issue with the light, and it was dimming the running light. And the reason that's flashing so fast is because this guy is the bulb. There isn't a bulb in it, but I was having a feedback issue. Now I'm not having that feedback issue, and that may have been because the brake light thing was switched. But I'm really excited. I don't know how to explain it to you guys, but I'm super excited that this works as it's supposed to. And just look at that. Look at that guy. It's just like it would be in a Sylvia. It's, you know, better because there's no wiring in the engine bay. I lighten the harness, and everything works. So it's pretty much a win-win. This guy isn't working because there isn't a bulb in there. So the things that aren't working, it's because there's not bulbs. But the things that are working, I wonder if this works. Oh yeah, look at that. That guy works. I wonder. Oh, okay. Why it doesn't work on the setting for the door open is because I don't have the sensors plugged in yet. So there's a little door sensor on both sides. Those aren't plugged in. So there's a lot of stuff I still have to plug in. I'm just glad that this works as it should. So if you guys are gonna install a digital climate control in an S13 and you wanna do it correctly, just watch my previous video. It kind of goes over everything, how you need to run stuff, what you need to ground. You could delete that stupid relay on the stock S13 harness. What I did was I ran additional ground from the stereo harness so I don't have to ground the stereo externally anymore. I mean, this is just such a nice setup now. I'm super pumped, and it just gives me that much more motivated to get this thing actually done, because I've been putting it off for so long just because of wiring. And now that it's done and it works and it's all nice and tucked down there, that's all gonna fit behind that panel, which is tight. This shifter is super dope. I mean, I just want to test this thing out and drive it just because I have so many cool parts in here. This thing, if you don't know from before, this is an MGW shifter. They're like $600. They're the best T56 shifter. This does have a T56 in it. The LS has a triple plate Exedi clutch, so I mean, this thing isn't going to have any issues. I need to pull the diff out of my convertible. It's a cause two-way. I do not like welded diffs. Maybe if it's a full like drift car, but like a street car like this, clutches are so nice when you don't have to worry about it just like grabbing all weird and stuff. It's just that much nicer. So I said before that I was done messing with the 240 for today. I ate lunch, I came back and just got this urge to see if all this stuff really did work. And I told you guys in this video I would show that everything works as it should, and it does. So that's a plus. And you know, all that effort to wire this thing was worth it in the end. So I decided I was going to drive the VR4 over to get some ice cream, and I put the license plate on, so this time I can't get pulled over. I'm almost 100% sure you don't need doors or hood as long as you're restrained. I don't think that's an issue. I guess we'll find out. I'm going to go take the VR4 for a little cruise, and then figure out what I'm going to do for the rest of the 4th of July. Drive the V70R around the block. I wanted to charge the battery. I was going to do a 6-speed manual swap in this thing, but since the hail decided to, you know, destroy this car, it even cracked the front windshield right there. So now I have a Volvo wagon. I'm probably just gonna sell this thing for, you know, what the engine's worth. It's like $2,500 to $3 grand, and find me another wagon, because this one has 190K on the dash, and it's not an original manual car. So we'll see. Maybe I'll do the sell this car and the other car as like a project thing, but I'm not exactly sure yet. But I'm gonna go give this thing some reps. Yeah, she's feeling like really sluggish. Wonder what's going on. Now that the 4th of July is over, and it was a lot of fun, got to watch some fireworks, got to do some stuff with an air compressor, an air hose, and some gas cans. That was a lot of fun. But now, back to the S13. A lot of people on my channel are pretty intrigued by the idea that I actually design my own parts and put them into use. What I'm going to do today is this mil-spec connector that I'm going to do. So I'm going to make a little fitting that fits in this, that I don't have to actually drill into anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the diameter of this hole. I have this Harbor Freight. It's a micrometer, and it is, you know, it's close enough, it's accurate enough to get the diameter of these holes. And how you get diameter, if I can have enough room to do it, it's going to be kind of tricky. So you want to go in here and you kind of want to rotate it. So we're gonna, I mean, the brake lines are kind of in the way of what I'm trying to do. So we could kind of stick her further out, get the edge. You kind of want to have it in there pretty square. And you can see on the micrometer right there, as you turn it, the number changes. So you kind of want to just get an average. And when you turn it like this, it actually is pretty center is why you turn it. So you get an average, and then I'm gonna write that average down. And then another tool I use is this radius gauge kit, or they also call them profile gauge kits. And I already found the one that it needs. It is this 7/64. And all this really does is, you can see that radius in there. They have a bunch of different ones. There's like half a circle, there's a circle, and then there's that one on the end. I mean, everything on this thing is for the radius. So what this does, it just makes it so you can just stick it in here and find the right one that fits this radius right here. I could just make that piece without a radius, just make it flat. It really wouldn't matter, but with that radius, it'll just kind of sit in there a little bit nicer, and it's, you know, that much better of a part. So now that I have my little scribbles, I can come in here and design something really quick. I was thinking about doing a time lapse, but then this is such a simple part, it would have been like instant. So this is pretty much what it looks like. This is one side. Not exactly sure which mil-spec connector I'm gonna get, and I haven't pulled the little connector for the battery positive to the alternator and to the starter out of the, I'm gonna use the one from the Challenger because it's really small. The ones you can buy on like eBay and stuff are like huge, and it literally take this whole thing up. So I'll probably have the mil-spec connector kind of off to like one side, and then I'll have the positive off to the other side, and I think that will be really nice. So that will kind of hold it together, and then that will be a nice bolt-on piece, and it'll be super clean, and I won't have to worry about cutting into the firewall or any of that stuff. It'll just bolt on, and then it'll also seal that hole, because if I did, I would have to weld up that hole or do something with a plug anyway. So this is pretty much what I'm going to go with. After I order the mil-spec connector and get dimensions off of that, I will update this design and then have it made. But how I get dimensions for holes, I have this caliper right here. It's you know, it's like $550 for one of these. It's a center to center caliper, and you know, you always have to have good calipers. I have these cheap Harbor Freight ones just to carry around and stuff because I really don't care about them. So if I break them, they're like 19 bucks. If I break this one, I'll be a lot more sad. So I kind of keep this one inside and don't actually take it around unless I really have to. So I'm gonna call this good for now and order a mil-spec connector. I found the one that I kind of like, and then go from there. That is going to conclude today's video. If you liked the video, make sure to click that subscribe button. Also give this video a thumbs up, comment below, and see you guys next time.